Hey, Max. Are you there? It's been forever. How have you been?
Wait, Tabitha, is that you? It's been forever.
It is, yeah, and it has been. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well, actually. Thanks so much for asking. It's great to hear from you.
Ah, nice. That's great to hear. I'm glad that things are going well for you. Excellent news.
Man, sorry, I just still can't get over how long it's been since the two of us last talked or even messaged each other.
I know, right? I mean, it's been a whole year and a half since I married my husband and we moved away. If you can believe it.
Wow, has it really been that long already? It's just so hard to wrap my head around, to be honest.
Anyways, I really am sorry for not reaching out to you at all during that time. We moved in with Harry, my husband's parents, and I've been helping to take care of his mom, which has been less than fun, shall we say? To be honest, I'm thinking of divorcing Harry. Oops, did I just send that?
You want a divorce already? Seriously?
I mean, we don't have any kids yet or anything, so I just think it would be better to get out now while it's just the two of us.
Wow, guess that's a good point, but I'm sorry you're going through all this. Do you mind if I ask what's making you want to do something like this?
Well, Harry cheated on me.
You're kidding. Tabitha, I'm so sorry. That's horrible.
And I even got a message from the woman he was seeing, where she was bragging to me about stealing my husband away from me and things like that. She basically confessed to the whole thing just to try and talk down to me.
Sounds to me like she was just trying to start a fight with you, if I'm being honest.
Well, anyways, I think I just want to leave this marriage, collect my alimony, and never have to worry about Harry again. But I know that Harry would just have none of this if I ever brought it up, and I also know that his mom would always take his side and be of no use at all. So lately, I've been thinking of maybe just separating from him for a while and living apart, while I talk to my lawyers about what my options are.
I see. This is all so much to deal with. I'm so sorry you're going through all of this.
I know. I was actually going to visit town again from tomorrow, and I was wondering if you wouldn't want to catch up, eat dinner, and maybe talk more about this in person?
I would love that. Not hearing about all that you're going through, of course, but it would be so nice to grab a meal and catch up with you, Tabitha.
Aw, you've always been so sweet. Do you know that? Okay, then just let me know when would work best to meet, since I don't really have plans yet.
Well, I don't work on the weekends, so really any time on Saturday or Sunday would work for me.
Got it. How about we meet this Saturday around 11 and we can do brunch?
Sure thing. Do you have a place in mind you want to meet at?
I know. We can go to that old cafe that we always used to go to together. Do you know the one?
Of course. It's right downtown. Got it. I'll see you then.
Hey, just what the heck do you think you're doing with my wife, huh?
I'm sorry, may I ask who this is? I don't have your number saved in my phone, it seems.
What do you mean, who is this? This is the wife of the woman that you're seeing, and I want to know what your problem is.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't really tell me anything at all.
My name is Harry. Does that ring any bells for you?
Harry? Oh, you mean like Harry, as in Tabitha's husband, Harry?
No, duh, you little creep. Quit playing dumb with me. I'm not in the mood for it.
You know, we've actually met before. It was at your wedding. We didn't talk for very long, but I remember shaking your hand.
Well, I have no idea who you are, but you have still got some serious explaining to do. I know what you've been trying to hide, so don't bother pretending like you don't know what this is about.
I really do have no idea what this is about, though.
I know that you're having an affair with my wife.
You think I'm having an affair? With your wife?
That's right, and you're going to pay for it.
Max, are you there? Are you okay? I heard that someone attacked you on your way home after we said goodbye to each other after lunch.
Who did you hear all of that from?
I heard it from my husband. He called me and told me all about it. He told me that it happened basically right around the corner from the restaurant. Are you hurt? Is it really bad? Are you okay?
I'm hurt. Things are stinging pretty badly, to be honest. But yeah, it's as you said, right? After you and I broke up, I turned a corner and then wham! Someone just came up from behind, shoved me to the ground, and started kicking me relentlessly.
They attacked you from behind?
That's right. I think that they were trying to ambush me or something like that.
And then they kicked you? That's horrible!
Yeah, they were kicking and stomping and totally ruined the clothes I was wearing. I think he was trying to aim for my face a few times, but thankfully I managed to cover that before he could land a blow. I ended up having to go to the hospital though, and the doctors said it might take as much as 3 weeks to recover.
Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I know it doesn't make things any better, but I'm glad that there wasn't more serious damage to you. But who attacked you, and why? Do you have any clue? I mean, why would someone do that to you?
Well, I was attacked in the middle of the street, but there still haven't been any witnesses who've come forward. And I think my attacker sprinted off as soon as he was done, so I have no idea who he really was, but...
But what? You think you might have an idea of who could have done this?
I do, and I think it might have been Harry. Your Harry, to be exact.
You're kidding me!
I don't know for sure, so I'm not making any accusations. But as soon as we left the restaurant, I got some strange texts from a man who was calling himself your husband.
You got messages from Harry? What did they say?
Well, he seemed to think that you and I were having an affair with each other.
Wait, what? Did he really say that to you?
I think what happened was that your husband might have thought that I was a man.
Oh, but come to think of it, from the back, because you're so tall and you have that short haircut, not to mention the fact that you were wearing pants and not a skirt or anything like that, maybe that's why he couldn't tell that you're a girl.
He might have been so mad in the moment that he didn't even bother to check who it was he was attacking. Although, to be honest, I don't really want to try messaging that number at risk of anything else possibly happening.
But I had no idea that you two had each other's numbers.
Well, we don't at all. But maybe he got my number from looking at your phone?
That has to be it. And I think I might know when he did it, too.
Oh, really? What do you think happened?
Well, the night before I decided to leave the house, I left my phone to charge by my bedside table. But when I woke up the next day, my phone had moved to different places on my nightstand. I thought that I might have just moved it without remembering and didn't really think much of it. Except now that I think about it, it must have been Harry who touched it. I'm so sorry, Tabitha. It was under my nose this whole time and I didn't even know. And now you got hurt because of it.
I did get hurt, yes, but I really don't think you should blame yourself for any of this. You had no way of knowing this would happen. But has Harry said anything to you about any of this at all?
I blocked his number after I left the house, so I wouldn't really know. I just told him that if he wanted to say anything to me, that he should speak to my lawyer instead.
I see. Got it. That's good to know. Thanks.
Do you think that I should unblock him and see if he sent me anything?
No, you shouldn't have to do that just for me. I don't want to do anything that could jeopardize you two getting a smooth divorce.
Well, okay then. I guess I won't change anything. But just please tell me if there's any way that I can help you with anything, okay?
Thank you so much, Tabitha. I promise that I will. And also, one more thing. I did report what happened to the police, and I did say that I think it might have been Harry.
Oh, well, yes. I suppose that was probably the best thing that you could have done.
But since there is no real hard evidence that it was Harry, I don't think that anything is going to happen right away. Still, I just wanted to let you know.
Got it. Thanks for telling me. I'll keep an eye out. You take care of yourself, Max.
Thanks a lot. I'll do my best.
Hey, you punk. I finally figured out your name. It's Max, right? You might think that you can get away with your little affair just because my wife and I are separated and talking about getting a divorce right now. But we're still married and she's still my wife, got it? I know that you two are running around behind my back, but I know the truth. And as one man to another, I am not going to stand by and do nothing about this. I'll beat you up again and take as many times as I need before you learn your lesson.
You know I'm a girl, right?
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I mean that I'm a girl. In fact, I think this is the first time I've ever been mistaken for a man. And just what makes you think that Tabitha and I are having an affair anyways?
Wait, no, hold on, but you were wearing jeans.
Dude, it's the 21st century. I don't know what rock you've been living under, but pants aren't really gendered clothing anymore.
But no, this can't be right. She left home and then you two made plans to meet up. To sleep with each other?
No, we had plans to meet up and talk. After all, we've been friends since we were little, and it had been a long time since the two of us got to talk to one another. And just so you know, I happen to be already married to a man.
What is going on here?
What's going on is that Tabitha and I met up for brunch. You must have already suspected that she was seeing someone behind your back, and so you followed her. I assume you saw us say goodbye in front of the restaurant, but you must not have seen my face. So then, you followed me, pushed me down, and kicked the crap out of me. Does that all sound about right?
But it's... Well, how do I even know that you're really a girl?
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, all the kids these days are dressing funny, you can't tell who is who anymore. How do I know you're not just some really girly-looking dude or something like that?
Well, not that it's only women who can, but I've literally given birth.
Oh, please. Anyone can type out a message saying that and send it.
We literally met before at your wedding, and you shook my hand. But I do remember as I walked away, you leaning over to Tabitha and commenting on my height. Do you remember me now?
Hold on a second.
I was wearing a light pink dress with some lace around my sleeves. Ringing a bell?
I remember you now. Hey, what the heck are the cops doing at my place? Did you call the cops on me? I was on the toilet when they started to bang on my front door. I barely had time to pull my pants up before I was in handcuffs. Answer me right now. What is going on here?
Max! I did it! Harry and I are finally, officially divorced. Plus, I was able to sue him for his affair, and now I never have to deal with him again.
That's huge news. I'm so happy to hear that, Tabitha.
And did you hear what else happened to him?
Well, I heard that the husband of the woman he was seeing showed up at his place and beat him to a pulp.
He did! I didn't see it, but I heard about it from some mutual friends. Apparently, he found out Harry was cheating with his wife, and the guy ended up throwing Harry down some stairs. I hear Harry is in pretty bad shape, actually.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad nothing like that happened to me, at least.
It was a huge mess, and this guy broke a bunch of stuff and damaged the house, too. I think he's probably going to be arrested for all of that.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right.
But I'm just glad that I can at least put this behind me.
You must be so exhausted after all this.
I am, but I'm more relieved than anything. What about you? Are you feeling better? How are your injuries?
I actually feel great, thanks for asking. I was also able to get Harry to pay for all my medical bills as part of legal settlement for him assaulting me.
Well, that's good at least. Glad you made pay for what he did as well.
By the way, when things settle down a bit more for you, want to go and grab a bite to eat?
I would love to do that. I'm still unpacking all of my stuff over here, but once I'm done, that would be amazing.
Great. Just let me know when you're free and we'll set up a time. I won't lie. It was a hard 3 weeks of recovery for me. And while I was laying in bed, my husband handled all of the business with the lawyers and the cops and just let me recover. I feel so lucky to have married the man that I did. And it's also good to know that Harry's locked up and behind bars now. Although I heard that he has to walk with a cane for the rest of his life after what that other guy did to him. I don't know why men can be stupid sometimes, but at least they were both punished for their violent outbursts. And even though I ended up getting sucked into all this too, I'm just glad that Tabitha left that marriage before something really bad happened to her.
Do you text?
Hey, Rena. Is the Sunday of the week after next okay for the get-together with your parents?
Hey Ken, thanks for working so hard lately. You're the best. Yeah, I think the week after next should be good. Mom and Dad should be at home then, so I don't see why not.
Okay, great. Let's go for a week on Sunday then.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming up with a day. I don't know about you, but I'm kinda nervous. I can't believe it's your first time meeting my parents, despite the fact that we're getting married. That's heavy.
No kidding. It's just been one thing after the other with work, and we never really got a chance, huh? This might just be the most nervous I've ever been in my life. Do you think I should wear a suit?
No way, silly. Just wear your normal clothes. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was wondering if I should invite Mel to be there for the introduction too.
I guess I don't really mind. Mel knows I proposed to you, right? I wouldn't want to bother her on her day off work, though, so only invite her if it's not a problem.
Yeah, about that. Mel hasn't been herself lately. She seems a little down. I was thinking it might do her some good to spend some time with everyone. It's been so long, I think it might be just what she needs.
Oh? I didn't know about that. I see. Wonder if something happened.
I've asked her a few times, but she keeps saying she's fine. Ever since we were kids, she's always been the type to hide how she's really feeling. Honestly, she never tells me anything. I don't know whether it's because we're twins, but even if she doesn't say a thing, I can tell when something's bothering her.
I see. I guess that is a little worrying. Hopefully being reunited with everyone will give her a break from her worries. Could be just what she needs.
Listen, on the off chance that she says anything to you about how she's feeling, would you do me a favor and hear her out? I want her to have someone she can talk to.
Huh? Me? Would she really unload her words onto me of all people?
She likes you, you know. She even praised you before. She said you always seem so relaxed and laid back. And that she feels like you're the sort of person she could rely on you if she needed to.
What? But I'm not like that at all. Okay, deal. If she says anything to me, I'll hear her out.
Thanks a bunch, honey. I'm counting on you. I'll tell my parents about the plan. Knowing them, they'll probably prepare an unnecessary large buffet.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I can always eat.
Good evening, Ken. Oh, it's been a while.
Hi, Mel. No kidding. How you been? It's not like you to message me. Did something happen?
I heard you and Rena are getting married, so naturally I wanted to congratulate you. Congratulations. Take good care of my big sister, okay? And don't forget to give me some attention every now and then, too.
Thanks. I'm gonna be going to your parents' place soon so I can meet them before the wedding. Did Rena tell you?
Yep, she told me. The thing is, I really want to go, but I have plans on that day, and I can't make it.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. But let's go out for a meal somewhere, some other time, to make up for it. Just the three of us, okay?
Sounds good.
You're gonna be family when I marry your big sis, after all. And that means you're gonna be stuck with me. I hope you're prepared. I want you to know that if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. Whether I'll be of any use is a different matter altogether.
Ken, thank you. Listen, the thing is, I actually messaged you today because there was something I wanted to talk about.
Oh, you did? What is it?
Well, you see, I'm pregnant.
Wow, congratulations! I didn't know you had a boyfriend. Wait a sec. No way. Is he refusing to acknowledge it as his?
No, the baby is yours.
What? The baby is mine?
Yes, I'm pregnant with your child, Ken.
No. Wait a sec. Me and you aren't even together, Mel.
I know that.
But in that case, you must know it's not possible for you to be pregnant with my kid.
That's where you're wrong.
You don't know this, but I went on a date with you in my sister's place one time.
Wait, what? No way. No way! There's just no way. It's 100% impossible. No, 200% impossible.
The truth is, Ken, it was love at first sight. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were the one. I knew that we were meant to be together. On that day, Rena had a cold and she was feeling pretty under the weather. I could hear how ill she was on the phone, so I bought some vitamin drinks and headed over to her apartment. While I was there, she told me about how she was supposed to go on a date with you that evening. Then, after she fell asleep, something just came over me. I put on some of her clothes and headed out to meet you for the date, pretending to be her.
Wow. Oh my god.
There was a day where she canceled on you last minute, but then texted a little later saying it turned out she could go after all, right? Remember?
Well, yeah, I remember, but she said that was because you caught a cold and she was gonna stay home and look after you while you recovered.
That was because I took her phone when she wasn't looking and sent a phony message. Speaking honestly, I was almost certain you'd know it was me, but I liked you so much I thought, what the hell, let's do it. What surprised me the most was that you didn't even seem suspicious.
Come on, Mel, are you serious? None of this makes sense. The entire chat history is still there. Surely Rena would have seen it when she woke up and realized what was going on.
Yes, which is why when the date was over, I apologized to her immediately. I think that's why she fell for it so completely. Of course, I didn't tell her about us sleeping together. I just played me going on the date instead of her as some kind of prank. Like a wanting to see how long I could trick you for kind of thing. Fun and games, you know?
I see.
The thing is, I've wanted kids for a long time, and that hasn't changed. But I'm not sure I can raise a child all on my own. To tell you the truth, I'm scared, Ken. Which is why I'm not going to ask you to acknowledge the baby. But I am going to need compensation in the form of child support payments, at least for a little while.
Compensation? What the hell?
I did think about raising it completely on my own, and honestly, I'd rather do it that way, but it's unrealistic. I'd be at work all the time, and I want to be there for the baby at least for the first year. I'm not going to ask you to pay child support for 20 years or anything. That would just be crazy. But at the very least, instead of that, and please understand I never wanted to ask you this, but could I ask you for a one-time payment of $40,000?
Holy freaking Jesus balls.
I'm sure I remember you and Rena talking about how you were saving up money in some kind of marriage fund, right? On top of that, you invest in stocks and shares, right? And didn't you say you dabble in crypto too? Surely you can put together a measly $40,000 for our baby.
Like hell I can!
What? Why not? Look, I know it could be argued that it was wrong of me to deceive you like that. But this is your own child we're talking about here. If you won't pay, I'll tell Rena and my parents that you got me pregnant. Do you really want that to happen? Rena would be heartbroken. She'd never recover.
Of course I don't want that to happen. It's just that I honestly have no recollection of sleeping with you.
I told you! I dressed up in Rena's clothes and pretended to be her when she canceled your date. You can either pay me $40,000 and this all disappears, or we can go public with everything and you marry me. Which will it be? I'm not unreasonable. If you marry me and take responsibility for your child, then we can forget about the money. It will, of course, involve you breaking up with Rena, though.
Look, Mel, I'm sorry, but none of this is making any sense to me. Can you give me some time to think things over?
Fine. But make up your mind quickly. We don't have forever here. Every second you spend hesitating over what to do is a second our baby keeps growing. Ken! Have you made a decision yet? What's taking so long? It's been an entire week since you said you needed more time.
Look, Mel, there's just no way I can go along with this.
Are you still intent on playing dumb? It's time to stop being stubborn and face reality.
You and Brenna are identical twin, which means the average guy on the street might confuse you for each other at a glance. But I know you both, and I can tell the difference. Your mannerisms, your personalities, the way you speak, the vibe is just different. All the makeup, hairstyling, or clothes in the world wouldn't make me mistake you for my own fiancé. I could drink 10 beers and still be able to tell you apart. And we didn't even drink that night.
Ken, you're lying, aren't you? Even our parents get us mixed up sometimes. Do you really think you know us better than them? That's ridiculous, and you know it. Face reality already.
Okay, so where's the proof it's my kid? If it's a DNA test you need, I'll be right there with you. Give me the cup and I'll shoot.
Wow, are you serious? Are you saying you don't believe me? I'm your fiance's sister. We'll be family soon. How could you be so horrible? Ugh, I've had it with you. If that's your attitude, you leave me no choice. I'm telling Rena and my parents. You made me do this. This means war. I'll crush your wedding dream into little pieces.
Give it your best shot, because there's no way what you're saying is true. I've examined it from 1,000 different angles, and there's no scenario where what you're saying happened.
I'm finally seeing your true colors. To think you tried to escape responsibility for your own kid.
What you're saying is literally impossible, because I can't have kids.
Huh?
I'm impotent. Shooting blanks. My boys can't swim.
Huh? Wait, what? What? Why didn't you tell me that from the start? Are you serious? This has been nothing but a huge waste of time!
I see. Yep, I knew it. You were lying. The reason I went quiet for so long was because I was racking my brains to try to find any kind of reason you'd lie about something like this.
Wow. That's funny.
Excuse me? Which part is funny?
The idea of my sister marrying a good-for-nothing infertile loser like you. You're damaged goods. Do you have any idea how much my sister loves kids? You're doomed from the start. There's no way your marriage is going to last. You may as well not even bother and save yourself the hurt.
Rena said yes when I proposed, knowing full well about my condition, which is why we planned on living happily together, even if it meant we could never have kids.
Well, that may be so. But what about our parents? Do you have any idea how many times they've told me how excited they are to meet their grandkids? You've got another thing coming if they think they'll allow this. I've got it. I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. If you pay me a generous fee and hush money, I'll agree not to tell my parents about your unfortunate condition. Believe me, you're done for if they find out. Think about it. Everyone wins. You'd be a fool to say no.
Everyone wins? How so? Because all this sounds like to me is that you're so desperate for money you'll stop at nothing to get your grubby hands on it. Even if it means destroying your family's lives.
Whatever. You can think that if it makes you feel better. I guess it's not exactly wrong. I'm really a sucker for a fat wad of cash. But looking at it from your perspective, you want my mom and dad to like you, right? You must be really nervous about meeting them. You do want to be accepted, don't you?
Well, yeah, but that's exactly why I don't want to lie to them. Funnily enough, I just arrived at your parents' place with Rena.
Huh? But the wedding introduction wasn't supposed to be for another week.
True, but then you decided to pull this lunatic stunt of yours and the plan changed. I thought it'd be better if they heard it straight from the horse's mouth rather than you telling them in a malicious attempt to destroy their image of me. I decided it was best to start from a point of honesty and tell them the truth straight away.
Wait, if you're at my parents' place, does that mean you told my family about me?
It's not exactly that I told them. It's more that they're looking at my phone right now watching this conversation play out in real time.
What? They're doing... What? Oh my god! What have you done? Are you trying to destroy your fiance's sister's reputation? What's wrong with you?
The only one who destroyed your reputation is you, young lady! You're the shame of this family! You disgust me!
Huh?
Oh, that wasn't me. It was your dad. So yeah, that's basically where we are right now.
I'm so sorry. Dad, please. I made a mistake, please. It was all just one big prank. A joke. I didn't mean it. Please, believe me.
How about you come over and explain yourself to everyone in person? To quote your dad, "Get your ass over here now!" I think it's about time you took responsibility for what you've done.
If you'd have just kept your mouth shut and paid me the money, my plan would have worked.
Excuse me? Do you have zero self-awareness? In any case, you seriously need to get your head checked out. This isn't normal behavior. The one who hurt your sister is you, Mel. No, wrong. You hurt your entire family. It turns out the reason Mel was so desperate for money was because she'd become a regular at a local strip club and fallen in love with one of the gigolos, who periodically requested large sums of money from her, and she subsequently ended up in mountains of debt. To make matters worse, I was gobsmacked when I found this out, but apparently this is the second time. The first time, her mom and dad saved her butt and paid off her $80,000 of debt, but they made it absolutely clear that they'd never be doing it again, and warned her vehemently against going down the same path. Sadly, even after being granted a second chance at life, she didn't learn from her mistakes, and this time was even stupid enough to borrow from a black market loan shark. Rena and her parents were furious at her for trying to extort money out of me, and they came down on her like a ton of bricks. I don't think I've ever seen a human being look so terrified. In the end, they cut her out of their lives completely. Apparently, her parents had sold their car, canceled their insurance policy, and begged various relatives to come up with the money to pay off the debts the first time around. Rena even donated the entirety of her savings account to get her wayward twin sister out of this catastrophic mess she'd gotten herself into. It's hardly surprising that none of them had the patience to put up with her shenanigans a second time around. 6 months later, Mel showed up at her parents' house looking so worn out and beaten down by life that I can only describe her appearance as homeless. Of course, she lied about my role in everything, but it turns out she genuinely had been pregnant, and she came to beg for money to help with bringing up the baby. The baby daddy was none other than the male stripper she had fallen in love with. Needless to say, her dad sent her on her way before she even had time to say hello. By the way, the in-laws both apologized to me profusely for everything their daughter had put me through. They also had no issue with me not being able to have kids. In their words, as long as you two are happy together, you have our complete, unwavering support. With that, it was full steam ahead for the wedding. Up until then, I'd never felt any kind of positive emotion towards my condition. But in this case, it was precisely because I was infertile that Mel's efforts to deceive me ended in failure. Thanks to my boy's inability to swim, me and my family were able to cut an unbelievably toxic individual out of our lives forever. She might have called me damaged goods, but now me and Rena are living out our married lives in tranquil peace and harmony, and I've never been happier. I intend to continue being a good, honest husband from here on out and live out my life in happiness with the woman I love.